I'm probably gonna get banned for titling, for having salty nut in my title. Whatever, it's high pastime. High pastime, they dealt with me. Sweet and salty nut. Canadian Fury, you win again. Back in the game. Back in the game. Yeah, dude. Sweet and salty nut. Me too, dude. Oh, skeet, 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 skeet. Gonna get banned for having salty nut in my title. Oh, good times. Good times on YouTube, man. A fresh load. Share the load. All right, no load jokes, man. You're just asking for it at that point. This is that. Look, I named my stream after a popular granola bar flavor. Okay, a popular granola bar flavor here in the United States. All right, peanut. Yes, sweet and salty peanut, not nut. You know what I mean? So don't get all crazy with me. I don't know if it will be a good stream. There's only 18 fucking people here. Look at this shit. Creeping up on 2 minutes live, and there's 21 people. Dude, this the salty nut, man. Great flash fried performance, great energy. Just kind of having a mid day, and you really lifted my spirits. Just wanted to say thanks right off the bat. Hey, I try, buddy. Yeah, that's true. You don't need a lot of people to have fun. What you do need is like cell phone battery. My cell phone is at half battery starting this. That should still give me a good hour and change, you know, to really rip it up. Rip it up. Flash fried is a pain in the ass, but I don't know, man. It's sometimes a fun pain in the ass. Some days, there's a balance, you know what I mean? Like, some days, like today, I was feeling really mischievous. I really didn't care what was going on in the news, but I did care about doing monkey banana jokes and pretending to be Joe Biden and pretending to be Alex Jones and having a good time doing all that. And so, you know what I mean? I was able to make my contribution to the overall shit today. I just feel like some days, like, because I don't, like, genuinely give a fuck about most news, that, you know, I don't have a whole fuck ton of contribution to make. You broke down and watched that Zilla v. Kong, dude? Oh, man, how could you hate such a wonderful film? How could you hate such a wonderful film, Marshall? Such a fucking well-designed, awesome movie. How could you possibly hate it? I have Tim Burton's Batman theme stuck in my head. Dun, 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 dun. Well, that's, you know, Tim Burton didn't write it. That's a Danny Elfman theme. The theme for the Tim Burton Batman films. Had that shit stuck in my head for a hot minute now. I just keep hearing it. Dun, 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 dun. Such a good theme. Dude, Danny Elfman is real sick. Dude did some of the greatest fucking movie soundtracks ever. Dude, you want to see a movie that's got like shit? It's like a shit movie pretty much, but it's got the best soundtrack. Watch Darkman. Danny Elfman did the Darkman soundtrack, and that movie is literally worth watching because of the soundtrack. The sound cues are so good that you forget you're watching a total trash fucking movie. You know what I mean? Darkman, dude. Holy fuck. Yeah, very weird movie. Very weird, kind of bad. A little more than kind of bad. Wow, only 50 people? I think it's because I put salty nut in the title. And YouTube is like, hey, we gonna let him get away with this? Should we send out notifications on it? The stream has salty nut in the title. I mean, come on, should we do it? Should we send out the fucking title? No. Everyone shows up for the nut. Everyone's on deck for the nut. Some ball cleaning tips? What do you mean? Get down there and scrub them nuts. What other tip do you need for that? Like, put some soap and clean them. Like, how hard is this? Banana stuff in the scammer episode made me laugh. Ha ha ha. Yep. Little bit of soap and a little bit of water, and you scrub it all around down there. Gotta scrub them nuts. Yeah, triple you banana. Quadruple you banana. Dude, I'm glad I don't have a stinky belly button, bro. I've heard like a lot of fat guys get this real deep, stinky belly button. I ain't got that, man. My belly button is not deep. It's about yay deep, and it doesn't get stinky. Thank goodness. No stinky belly button. Bum, 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 na, na, da, 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 da. No stinky belly button. The stank button. Dude, don't. I ain't the chimp's messenger boy, okay? You talk to the chimp. I ain't got nothing to do with him. Hey, you got caught up in the banana scams? Don't come crying to Paul about it, okay? I warned you guys about that fucking chimp a long time ago. The dumbasses had to stay in the game. Oh, he gonna give me triple banana. Well, now where are you? Now what happened to you, bro? Now you got no banana, and he have all banana. It's just the way it works. I know these scamming types. I've been around these types before. Dealt with these types. And that's the way it goes. It's not a hit. I was just lighting a pipe, bro. This is a tobacco pipe. You have COVID? That sucks, bro. This is a bad time to get it. I scheduled my COVID vaccine. It's scheduled for about a week from now, my first dose. So I'm good there, hopefully. I'm excited to get the process started, yeah. I'm excited to be able to do a little bit of traveling that I've wanted to do. So, yes, yes, yes. You getting the single dose one? I'm getting the double doser. I got both my first one and my follow-up shot scheduled. And so if everything goes to plan, by roughly June, it should be relatively safe for me to travel and stuff again. Stream from earlier was pretty interesting towards the end, talking about the ocean. Yeah, I was just using the ocean as an example of like an ecosystem, how interdependent all of the life in the ocean is, and how you take a building block of that out and the rest of the ocean dies with it. But that same thing is true for jungles, forests, deserts, plains. Prairies and tundras. It's all one organism. And when part of that organism is harmed, all of us suffer. When I say all of us, I don't just mean humans. I mean everything that lives on this planet. Every living thing. My roommate doesn't think she'll be affected if ocean life dies off. That's interesting. Your roommate is wrong, but so many people are these days. How's the cold? What cold? Mean like the cold weather? It's not all that cold. Feels pretty nice out here right now. Realistically, how bad do you think ocean riding will truly be in terms of climate refugees and whatnot? Ocean rising. It's not just ocean rising, it's temperature increase at the equatorial belt. That, coupled with ocean rising, wiping out coastal communities and forcing them inland, is going to create a mass movement of people unlike any that the Earth has ever seen. The Earth is not even, the countries existent on Earth are not even close to prepared for what's coming. It will cause war, famine, resource shortage. The entirety of the economy will have to be upended and rebuilt. It's going to be cats and dogs living together, mass hysteria type shit. This is no joke. This is on the horizon for us as a species, on the not too distant horizon for us as a species. I mean, yeah, nihilism never, you know, leaves my mind when it comes to shit like this. Oh well is always at the back of my fucking mind, especially when I see people being willfully ignorant about it. But I see a choice to be made here, and this is a personal choice. I can remain a nihilist and then decide what meaning to ascribe to my life. And I think that what is coming is something that needs to be talked about. Whether or not that's true, I don't know. But I see it as incumbent upon me and any other person who knows what I know and believes similarly to what I believe, that we talk about this and we make this an issue in every discussion, because this transcends politics, nationally, geopolitically. This transcends everything. This is the big one. Annihilate another bowl. I'm in the process. Thanks though. Life finds a way. People don't want to hear this shit. I mean, I guess some of us do, but most people don't want to hear this shit, to be frank. Most people prefer the comfort of a redemption arc narrative. And so many political commentators across the spectrum are engaged in just that, basically selling you dreams for cash. A lot of these people know full well what's coming, and they still are willing to sell you chicken soup for the soul in the form of political participation, incrementalism, electoralism, lesser of two evilism. A lot of times these people find themselves joining the prevailing and overarching narrative of the news media and both sides of the political class, despite aligning themselves against those things. Useful idiots is a good way of putting it. And these people, like I said, some of them will knowingly, some of them unknowingly, are selling you a nice little redemption arc narrative for the human race for money. And you can say the same thing about me. I'm doing what I do here, and my channel is monetized. But I'm not selling you dreams for cash. I'm not here to tell you that there's some master plan at foot and that we're making headway and that rejoining the Paris Climate Accord is going to cut it, and that I don't see endless resource war and scarcity in the future of humanity, mass migration, total societal upheaval, total crashing of the global economy, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not going to stop talking about these things because these things are where my logical analysis of our trajectory takes me. Period. And so I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that it's worth your time to go down to the fucking voting booth and vote on the deck of the Titanic as she's fucking going bow down. All right? I'm just not going to do it. Sorry. There are plenty of people that want to do that for you. And if those are the people that you need, I need not point you in their direction. You'll find them. Bonjour, monsieur, comment ça va? Struggled with environmental ethics of doing an engineering internship with the local natural gas company, but they accepted my application and the sustainable energy company didn't. I mean, dude, you're a cog in the machine like everybody else. If you're not fucking helping to create the problem, then you're consuming it. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't, you got to take a job where you can get a job. I wouldn't struggle too much with it. Yep, every one of us has got blood on our hands. So you got to have a job, man. You take the job. Doesn't mean you got to believe in what you're doing. It just means that you're playing the fucking game that everybody's required to play. It was people like you that said man can never fly. Got it. Direct analog to the invention of the airplane and the invention of the magic machine that's going to deacidify the ocean, recalibrate the amount of CO2 in the fucking atmosphere, clean all the plastics, micro and otherwise, out of the ocean, restore all of the dead species, restore all of the deforested areas, restore all of the Great Barrier Reef to life somehow. Let's see how that happens, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, I can see the direct parallel between people not understanding aerodynamics and me looking at the trajectory that the planet is taking and has taken in the past. I can definitely see how you draw that comparison. Again? What do you mean again? What do you mean again, Kyle Bradley? Is that a commentary on what I'm fucking talking about? Because those aren't allowed here. You don't get to decide what I talk about and when I talk about things here unless you come up with a good topic. You don't get to come in here and be a petulant little fucking... What montage comment? Whatever. Whatever, buddy. Let's keep your head down. Just keep your head down, buddy. The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing everyone that he didn't exist. Is that what you're saying, Angry Gamer Show? I believe we will find a way, as we as a species do. I believe that we will. I believe that we will find a way forward. I believe that we will use up what's left on this planet, accelerating every year how much we're taking from it rather than trying to fucking conserve what's little is left. And then by the time this place can no longer be inhabited, we'll all jump on our spaceships and go find other planets. Give me a fucking break, man. Are you a little kid? Like, are you a small child? The fuck? Yeah, Mars is the perfect escape, yeah. Never mind the fact that we'd need technology that we haven't invented yet to terraform it, and then theoretically hundreds of years to make it a breathable atmosphere, even with the theoretical technology that we don't have yet. And the theoretical propulsion system to get the heavy machinery to the planet, and the theoretical amount of fuel that it would need to make that fucking 2-year journey, or 3-year journey. You know what I mean? Mm-mm. I mean, I tend to agree with you, Marshall, but I've been really, really trying to get people out of the headspace of even talking about, like, if. Because that just opens up people's minds to the possibility. It's just like, oh, yeah, well, even if we go to another planet, we fuck that one up, too. And that allows people to create a counter narrative in their head. No, we wouldn't. Maybe we wouldn't. You don't know that. And it lets the premise slide by that human beings will ever escape this planet in any way other than, you know, our fucking satellites and exploratory probes and shit. You know what I mean? That's a premise I try not to let people fucking slide by, because there's absolutely no indication that that'll happen. Every indication that we can look at that science is talking about for the future shows us a planet that is largely uninhabitable in about 150 years. And that's not taking into account nuclear war, accelerated degradation of, you know, it's talking about like going about the rate that we're going now. But the problem with those numbers is that pretty much every number that we were given back in like the 90s, oh, here's the rate of acceleration, they were actually undercutting it. Like, scientists that have gone back and looked at the data now and have a broader data set to look at have shown that, like, oh man, we were way underestimating the actual upward trajectory of this. The oceans are warming way faster than we thought they were. CO2 is accumulating in the atmosphere way faster than we thought it was. Species are dying off way faster than we thought they would. So all of these numbers, those are the fucking scientific community's answers about the future of the human race and the planet it lives on. Alex Jones had bad things to say about Ishmael, of course, because Alex Jones operates within all of the assumptions that Ishmael tries to disabuse people of. The scientific media takes advantage of imaginative nerds who refuse to adequately question the serious implication of these goals. Mars is a no-go. Yes, you're right, Jason. You are correct. That is correct. You are correct. Correct? Hello, Pinkie Pie. Hello there, Mr. Pretty Vest. How are you?
Still couldn't quite get it.
How far did you get?
To Asterius.
Well,
I think I just gotta be more patient with them.
yeah. You gotta get a couple hits in on him and then just dodge him. Let him do his thing. Get a couple hits in, dodge. Get a couple hits in, dodge. The Eastern world, it is exploding. Bombs are crashing, bullets loading. You're old enough for war, but not for voting. Say you don't believe in guns, well then what's that gun you totin'? And even the Jordan River's got bodies floating.
I think I figured out Dinor's thing. I think we were feeding him too much, and that's why he was having days where he didn't eat. Putting a little less in his bowl.
Oh.
Every day.
Okay. All right, Dave.
He's just getting too full.
Getting too full. All right. We'll feed you a little bit less. It's 1 million times easier to get a robot to Mars than a human. You people are delusional. Wake up. Don't even bother, Jason. People need their comfort, and some people are not going to be able to be comfortable with inevitability. And so they have to come up with these little narratives in their mind. Everything's going to be okay because of the squad. Everything's going to be okay because of incremental social change. Everything's going to be okay because this, that, or the other thing. Everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. People need their comfort. And, I'm a person that doesn't need that for my comfort. I take comfort in the moment as much as I can, and that's where I get my comfort. I derive my comfort from the people that I surround myself with and my family and the moments that I have that are comfortable. I don't need this false redemption arc narrative for the human race. I've taken issue with it for a long time. One of the first conversations that TJ and I had after the LA meetup, so I flew after I met TJ for the first time in LA. I flew to Columbus, Ohio, and I stayed with him for a couple of weeks. And we had this conversation that got pretty heated because he thought it was a pretty hot take where I just went on this rant about how, Star Trek is a fun show, but it's really, instilled in people this expectation that this space-traveling, spacefaring, peace mission future is what humanity is oriented towards when we're actually oriented directly away from that in every fucking conceivable way. And so the idyllic world that it portrays, while a beautiful dream, has fed generations and generations of complacency and complicitness and complacency in people that genuinely think that they look around the world and they see us oriented towards a galactic federation.
People are defensive of that shit.
Oh, fuck yeah, they are. That's what we're talking about here tonight. We're talking about how defensive people are of their illusions and how unwilling they are to face the truth. And to me, I know it sounds simple and folksy, but the first step to solving a problem is admitting what the problem is, right? So we're not even at step one here with humanity. We've got everybody selling false narratives. We've got everybody talking about fantasies to get us out of this unsolvable fucking riddle that we've backed ourselves into. And nobody talking about the inevitability of it. Because once again, we need that illusion. Society needs that illusion in order to stay together. People need that illusion in order to roll out of bed and go to the job that they don't like in the morning. People need the illusion, one way or the other. It's pseudo-religious thinking. I mean, religion, of course, takes advantage of this need in human beings for a redemption narrative. Everybody gets redeemed, right? Everybody that tries gets redeemed. Everybody that seeks redemption is redeemed. These are narratives that are comforting to human beings who, in the past, didn't have much reason to have a bright, fucking, sunny, rosy outlook on their future. So, in steps religion to contextualize their suffering. In steps religion to give them a carrot at the end of the stick. Like, you just sit here in the big suffering hole for your life, however long that is, and then paradise. And there are a lot of people who can't function on just that kind of whimsical fantasy-based stuff alone. And so they invent political narratives that functionally serve the same purpose. They take people's eyes off of the problem and put people's eyes on some ethereal promised land that nobody's ever going to fucking reach. A green, lush Mars, an intergalactic peace mission, a species that spreads beyond its solar system and colonizes the galaxy. And, none of this, all of this stuff is just about as real as picking up a fucking Tolkien novel, right? You're just as likely to turn fucking the Earth into Middle Earth and orcs and goblins to run around than you are to jump on a fucking colony ship, or than any human ever is in the future history of humanity is ever to step on the foot of some kind of fucking futuristic exploration vessel or some shit and escape this galaxy. The clock is ticking, and the carrot on the stick is part of continuing to allow the people that are in power to extract as much power and have as good a time as they can before the bad times come. Like, what do you think of all this massive accumulation of wealth is? Like, do you really think it's just greed? I used to think that it was just base human greed that drove that, but now I have a different way of thinking about it. I think that the big robber barons are preparing. They're preparing and marshaling their fucking resources because they know this is coming. They know that they've pushed it past the tipping point. And they know that at the end of the day, the guy that's got enough to barter with, the guy that has something to barter with, is going to be the powerful guy. At the end of the day, it's going to be easier for those that have than those that have not. That's what I think it's about. But that goes back to the death urge talk that we had earlier today. And it's like Rust Cole says in fucking True Detective, it's like racing to a red light. Makes no sense, because a mountain of gold is not going to be able to fill their bellies. A mountain of gold is not going to be able to, make the land livable and workable again for them. You know what I mean? None of that is going to be of any use to them in the long run, but still they pursue it. Because once again, they need their redemption narrative too. Maybe they're not deluded enough to buy the redemption narrative that the rest of us are fed. And so their redemption narrative is, well, I'll just accumulate enough that when the time comes, I'll be able to abscond somewhere and get out of the fighting and get out of the worst of it and ride it out, hold on to my little nest egg, and then, be a leader in the new world that comes after. When will we surrender to our inevitable horror? Some people not until the moment before they die. Some people never. Like, I don't really buy this idea that there is some sort of fucking point that we can say, okay, and then at this point, when things get this bad, everybody will just accept that it's not happening, that it's not working, and the despair will set in. But I really think that there are people that are going to ride their delusions all the way into the fucking grave. Actually, a lot of those people won't even get a grave. They'll ride their delusions into the crypt that becomes their house after it's looted and stripped of everything that's useful, and their corpses are just left there. You know what I mean?
Right side, Kyle MacLachlan's playing with FDR on PBS.
Kyle MacLachlan?
Yeah.
It's an interesting casting choice. I don't know if I'd say it on the bright side, but,
Be interesting.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. I think humanity will be a slow death, not a quick one. Well, of course, there's no reason to believe that it'll be a quick one. Maybe something merciful will happen, like a giant fucking meteor or something. But the way things are going, it's slow, steady degradation. Joined up at the $10 level on the men from shoulder surgery, so I have plenty of time to catch up on the 3 years I've missed out on. Dude, well, you've got a lot on your plate. There's a lot there. Ugh, the absurdity of it all, dude. The absurdity of sitting here and giving a talk like that and then being like, join my Patreon. Do, but just the absurdity is not lost on me. Let's just put it that way. Everything's gonna burn. Join my Patreon.
Hey, I mean, it ain't gonna burn yet.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. We live in a society. Content on the Titanic, dude. Yeah. Keep playing, boys. It's been an honor. Da, na, 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 na. Play a waltz. Don't you want some good content to watch while it's burning? I do. I know I do. Dude, I'm with that. If the world is gonna burn, you may as well warm your hands by the fire. You know what I mean? Get your buns toasty. Hi. It's already burning. I know, Angry Gamer Show. I know. I'm aware. It's burning. The world's on fire. Good thing I got a dysfunctional computer connected to the internet. Yep. It's fine. It's fine. Oh my God.
I can't blame people that do want to tune out of this stuff.
I mean, it is what it is.
Enjoy the moment.
No, I mean, it is what it is, dude. Like, it takes a certain kind of person that wants to come here. A lot of optimists waiting to be defeated, and a lot of people that take, like, I actually take comfort in talking about this. Part of how I process the future and come to terms with what's going on is by being honest about it. You know what I mean? And everybody's responsible for their own fucking mental health. If you're ever sitting around in here and feeling bad about yourself because you're here, you probably shouldn't be here, you know? It's not my intent to upset people, but it's also not my intent to fucking coddle people either and feed them what they want to hear. And that's why there's not that huge of an audience for what I do here, you know? It just... and I'm fine with that. Clearly, if I wasn't, I would have stopped doing these a long time ago. I'm doing my best. I'm speaking my truth. And, you know. I mean, I'm not necessarily on the page if you don't like it, GTFO. If you don't like it, you know, give me a counterpoint. You know what I mean? I want people that don't like it to be here as well as people that do. That right, D? Yeah. You get what I'm saying. Even if nobody else gets what I'm saying, you always get what I'm saying. You understand. He is so dusty. He's so dusty, D. Why are you so dusty and dirty? You just had yourself a bath. You're so dusty. Sure. I mean, that's what it's about. Make the happy fun time content video monkey. What is it, Dee? Why don't you come over here to my lap? Yeah, let me move this. You come over to my lap. You can do it. Oh, there we go.
Table walk.
There we go.
You haven't done a table walk before.
He did a table walk. He did a table cross. Oh, he smells so good. Oh, boy.
Yeah. You can't get mad at us sniffing him because he sniffs us all the time.
Yep. He's a sniffer.
He's a knee sniffer. He's an eyeball sniffer.
Butt sniffer. Crotch sniffer. He's a sniffer. He likes to sniff it. He likes to sniff it. He does. He loves to sniff it. Do you see yourself right there? Do you see yourself on there? Do you see it? Do you recognize it?
No.
It's like, no, I don't. I don't see it, Dad. I don't care to see it. That's a good boy. He's a good boy. What'd you hear? What'd you hear over there?
Why can't you get settled?
He's like, I just want to stand up here. I don't necessarily want to lay down. I just kind of want to stand up. I want to stand on Dad's lap.
Mm-hmm.
She pooped you. You gonna let her get away with that? Gonna let her get away with that boop? Huh? Boop. Oh, day. Well, that's the show. See you guys next time, Mom.